The objective of our expedition was to climb Mount Everest by its mighty Kangshung face. 11,000 vertical feet of snow, ice, and rock. To reach the Kangshung face, we traveled overland across the desolate Tibetan plateau. We were a small team of 5 Western climbers and 7 Sherpas. And as we crested the 17,000-foot Pangla Pass, we got our first view of Everest, 20 miles away. It was a majestic and imposing sight. At the roadhead, we organized our 2-month supply of food, fuel, and equipment into porter loads.
So we got 12 there, and 12. So these two will make 20. Yeah,
these two? So let's lash these.
Okay.
We also provided entertainment for the curious Tibetan children who came to watch.
Kangshung from Changda.
Kangshung from Changda.
Changda.
Are you Kangshung?
Kangshung.
Noah?
Oh, now I'm selling.
We began our trek into base camp with 140 porters.
Yes! This is what we came for.
Crossing the 18,000-foot Langmala Pass, we walked beneath Buddhist prayer flags before making camp in the pristine Karma Valley.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay. Chai. Cheers.
There I shared tea and laughter and made new friends among the Tibetan porters in their smoke-filled tents. Each morning we broke camp and for 8 days followed the steep serpentine trail toward Everest. Traveling in the shadow of snow-capped Himalayan giants, we got our first up-close and daunting view of the Kangshung face.
Tell me about the avalanche paths here. It looks like they wing off on both sides.
Yeah, well, they do. I mean,
so?
that's the only reason to be on this buttress is because they split and go either way.
At base camp, the Sherpas held a traditional Buddhist ritual before we began the climb. Appealing to the mountain gods to protect us from the dangers of the mountain, they made elaborate offerings of prayers and food, and asked us to join in for good luck and safety. Setting out from base camp in the early morning, we carried packs heavy with expedition supplies to the foot of the Kangshung face.
Become creatures of the night.
We are going to get fried out here. Does everybody have sunblock?
Yep.
Yeah, thanks.
I've got some here if anyone needs some.
I'm going to take a shot of that, Barry. It's an SPF 25 kind of day, if there ever was one.
Crossing the glacier, I concentrated on putting my fears away before I suited up for the ascent and the challenges ahead. The early climbing, traversing low-angle snow slopes, was deceptively easy. But then came the hard stuff, steep rock, the first of many tests. Climbing the fixed ropes, I struggled for breath in the thin, cold air. Thankfully, the effort of climbing at 20,000 feet distracted me from the avalanches that crashed next to the route. I knew I had to concentrate on the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other.
Getting closer to heaven with every step.
Our upward progress was often interrupted by bad weather in the afternoon, forcing us to return to the safety of base camp. There, in spite of the weather, I had an opportunity to rest, recover, and reflect. Sitting alone in my tent, home felt a long way from me, but I knew that, for now, the road back was up. It was always better to be up on the mountain, but to reach Camp 1, I had to scale a dangerous, technically demanding, 1,000-foot wall of overhanging ice. Ice which broke loose with unnerving frequency. Threatened on all sides, I climbed higher, faster. I was driven by the urge to reach the relative safety of Camp 1. And at last I arrived, exhausted, but elated.
Hey, Alex!
Andy, way to go.
Hey!
Welcome to
Camp 1!
All right. Good job.
Thanks.
All right. That's a hump, huh?
We're almost on top of the world, Alex.
We're close enough.
In the morning, I prepared for the climb above and made the scheduled radio call to base camp, but there was unexpected news.
What a glorious day, huh? David and I have in mind we'll go up and start working our way to Camp 2. What's going on down there?
Well, you probably ought to rethink. We got a pretty severe avalanche blast last night. It's going to make us want to rethink whether we want base camp here or not. We've got pretty well leveled last night.
Down below, base camp had been destroyed by the wind blast from a tremendous avalanche which had fallen thousands of feet down the Kangshung face. Precious food and fuel supplies were strewn across the glacier. Our tents had been shredded, and the team was demoralized.
There's too much material hanging up there, too much snow that, something like this could happen again, and it's just not the place to be.
Despite the setback, we rebuilt base camp and continued pushing the route higher up Everest. These were some of the most beautiful mornings we spent on Everest, and we established Camp 2 above 24,000 feet. But despite the clear mornings, afternoon snowfalls continued, and in the face of increasing avalanche danger, we were forced to accept that this wasn't our year on the Kangshung face. We had achieved much in the face of appalling conditions. I left Mount Everest grateful for the gifts the mountain had given me, and with a conviction that someday I'll return.